This is not protest anymore. In my opinion, this is violence.
Get out the UK. With everything that's going on right now, this is the perfect time to leave.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So if you don't know what's going on, the UK is on fire. Like literally, I feel like there's something in the waters. There's just been protests everywhere in the world. Everywhere. There's even protests going on here in my country, Nigeria. There's protests going on. Let's say protests, riot going on in the UK and Bangladesh, France, a whole lot. But anyway, we're talking about the UK one today because what's going on in the UK, it's really like crazy. People are on the street protesting for immigrants to leave, harassing and just attacking immigrants. If you're a Muslim, if you're an immigrant, if you're a black person or people of color, they are just going to attack you for just attacking. And some of these people carry their children to this protest. So you can just imagine the generation that they're raising with this type of mindset, saying that, you know what, immigrants are coming to take their jobs, immigrants are littering their country, like they want their country back, the immigrants trying to take over their culture, so they want their culture pure and all that, a whole lot of craziness that's going on and all that. And this has led to a bigger conversation, like a whole lot of bigger conversation, but also a lot of people are asking what is going on in the UK, how did it get to this point, and so many speculations going on. Some people are saying that it's because of the immigration laws that is there. Some people are saying that a lot of immigrants are there. Some people are saying that it's the 17 years old boy, which we're going to get into, that is the 17 years old boy that unalived 3 little children in the Taylor Swift thing that was going on in their state, in their city. This 17 years old boy went there and unalived 3 little girls. And some people are saying that that is what instigated it. Some people are saying that the little boy was raised in a Muslim household, but I also heard that they were Christians, so I don't even know what was going on. But if you're out there, you're someone of color, you're a black person out there in the UK, be safe out there because it's crazy. So anyway guys, let's go see some couple of clips about this protest, this riot, and then we'll come back and talk more.
This is not protest anymore. In my opinion, this is violence. This is sustained violence. Unfortunately, large masonry was thrown at us. Whether it was aimed at us or others or opposing groups, we don't know yet. The investigation will identify that. But yeah, three officers down.
How difficult is this to police tonight?
Off the scale. It's off the scale today. With the resources we've got, it's difficult. It's difficult.
So those are some of the clips, like there was. So those are some of the. So those are some of the clips. There was clip about this riot in the UK, but because of YouTube, tried to censor it and just put the more virtual one. Some people were stomping doors and barging into people's home and all that, like really scary. But if you're in the UK, let me know the situation of things where you are, and if you can share more light on the cause of this riot or protest, let us know down in the comment section, because I've been hearing different things about it. Some people are saying that it's because of the 17 years old boy that's unalived 3 little girls. If you don't know what's going on, a couple of weeks ago, a 17-year-old boy was being arrested and being tried for unaliving 3 little girls. When I mean 3 little girls, we're going to see it. And this is what struck it, because this little boy, he's an immigrant, or his parents were immigrants, and he's from, I think I'm not sure, let me not say any country's name, which we're going to see the video now. Some people are saying that that's what instigated this entire protest, that they said immigrants and a Muslim, if you're a Muslim and all that, they don't want you, and if you're black immigrant of any kind, not white, they don't want you in the UK anymore. Let's go check out this little boy's story, just a brief, so that you guys hear. People said this is the reason why there's riots.
The teenager charged with the killing of 3 girls at a Taylor Swift-themed holiday club in Southport has been identified for the first time. Axel Rudakubana, who turns 18 on Wednesday, was born in Cardiff to Rwandan parents and had been living in the village of Banks, just outside Southport, at the time of the attack. He has an older brother who was also born in the Welsh capital. A neighbour of the family said, "They were a lovely young couple. They were little boys, they were boisterous." She added, "Mum was a stay-at-home mum. Dad was nice. He went to work every day. They had a small family car, a little hatchback." Another former neighbour of Rudakubana's family described him as a quiet boy who was clingy to his mother as a child. The family reportedly moved to the Southport area around 2013 and lived in a semi-detached property in a quiet cul-de-sac in Banks. Neighbours have said the family are heavily involved with the local church and that they would often hear singing from their house.
So clearly, they said their church. I heard church there, but there's a whole lot of things, whole lot of opinions going on online. But if you're in the UK, please go down in the comment section and let us know what you think is the cause of this protest that has been going on in the UK, that has gotten a lot of people, especially immigrants, black immigrants, and even any form of immigrants scared, and even the Muslim brothers and sisters scared in the UK. So let us know if you really know what's going on down, to go down and share more of, and educate us here on this. But we're going to hear other UK British citizens talk about this and talk about what they think about the situation and everything that has happened so far this couple of days. So go on and share your thought about this down in the comment section. Love to know what you think about this whole video down in the comment section. Okay, so go ahead and share your thoughts, and if you don't know what happened, just stay tuned and probably just Google the UK protests. So let's go check out people's thoughts, and then we'll come back and talk more.
I come just to make a point, just to support the local people, that they shouldn't be here. They want sending back home or sending somewhere else. But the trouble you can see has been done by a small minority of people, and most of them were peaceful people just making a protest. And this is what's come of it, but which is wrong. But
what is the point you're making? Why don't you think that these asylum seekers should be being housed here?
Well, it's near people's houses. They're not friendly. They're out here at middle at night playing football, disturbing people till early hours at morning, and all these people here, local people's got to put up with it. So we've come down to support them, just to say, not cause any trouble, just to say what we think. And standing in this car park, he said what we think.
You don't hate immigrants, you actually just hate being poor. You hate capitalism. You hate that you have to work so hard to just maintain a basic standard of living. I feel like people don't understand how much classism plays into the power structures within our societies, and how much classism and the unequal distribution of wealth affects you every single day. And then politicians and the media and governments convince you to be angry at these scapegoat people who have nothing to do with the situation. Because if the immigrants weren't in your country, if the migrants weren't in your country, who do you think would be doing those low-paying minimum wage jobs? It would be you, other poor people. So like, it's not their fault. Like, this is not to excuse racism or bigotry or anything, because that is disgusting. But your anger is misplaced. It is so misplaced. You need to educate yourself and be angry at the right things and the right people in order to change.
I am watching the UK riots live on, it says News 18. I think it's Sky News, but it's on YouTube. You have to search up UK riots live. And this is intense. Like, they just released the dogs on these people, and like the police dog like grabbed a hold of somebody's leg and pulled him down, and everybody was screaming. Like, this is, wow, this is intense to watch. But if you guys want to see what's going on there, because it won't show it on here, definitely check it out, because this is like, man, this is bad. Man.
The irony is that there's a lot of immigrants that have probably done a lot more for this country than the rioters, protesters who are out causing havoc, causing terror, looting and destroying their own country. The country that you're saying immigrants are coming over to destroy, you're doing it yourself. Make it make sense. I've been seeing so many videos, and I've been looking at some of the comments, and the racism is just mind-blowing. I can't believe in this day and age we are still having these topics, discussions. We have a free education system where people are encouraged to take part in education, and yet people are so uneducated and so blatantly ignorant. I think some people just don't want to help themselves. They don't want to not be ignorant. They want to continue being in that mindset, and there's no reasoning with people like this. And as a Christian woman, all I want to say is that my heart goes out to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, because I can't imagine what they are having to deal with at the moment, because it's so sad what is going on. Why can't we just unite as a people?
Get out the UK. With everything that's going on right now, this is the perfect time to leave. There's so much of the world to explore and experience. Different cultures, different temperatures, different food, different atmospheres. And we're literally settling for this. Bad vibes, protests. Everyone's literally angry at themselves. They're angry with their own reality. You know, people wake up and they have nothing to look forward to. There's no inspiration in the UK. People barely even talk to each other, make eye contact.
Literally, I just came back from a holiday, and the minute I stepped off that plane, reality hit me. This is my life. Like, there's got to be more to life than this. Like, there has to be something better than this for my life.
I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes my mind just wanders off. How would it feel to be in a different culture, by the beach, somewhere sunny, where the sky isn't always gloomy and dark? Somewhere where people are happy, they're smiling, they're happy to be alive, they still have a sense of community.
So let me just get this clear. People are taking your jobs, as in people, my people too. Because a qualified doctor and nurse, or a qualified firefighter, or anything else, happen to have stolen a job from someone like you who has no qualifications. Like, the math ain't mathin'. Either this is April Fool's and I'm literally going insane, or what you're saying literally does not make any sense. Because here's my thing, even if that was the case, why is your way of trying to be heard, the first thing you think to do is go and steal Greg's? So you're complaining about a job, but yet you go and steal Greg's. If 2 + 2 is 4 and 4 + 4 is 8, what the fuck is this? You have enough gaps in your teeth to spell job. It's really that simple. Honestly, I'm so confused right now with what's going on, and it's actually so scary, guys. But it just does not make any sense to me, and we're in 2024, and the fact that this is still a thing. Bearing in mind a situation like this, I hope you guys are literally seeing what I'm seeing. The first given opportunity and the racists come out.
Let us talk about the disgraceful riots that have been going on for the last week in the UK, and more importantly why I strongly believe that immigrants, asylum seekers and ethnic minorities are providing a huge existential threat for the English working class, and these riots are the result of that deep resentment. For over the last 2 centuries, the English working class have formed a strong identity rooted in suffering and systemic oppression, starting with the Industrial Revolution, to post-war Britain, to Thatcher's England, and the 2008 financial crisis, so on and so on. Also, over the last 200 years, the one thing English working class have found great pride in as well is hard work, work ethic. They value the man who works long hours to provide for his family. So far, the English working class have historically valued their own suffering and hard work. However, over the last 30 years, England has been taken in a flux of immigrants who have been fleeing war, persecution, intense poverty, or in general, immense hardship. The English working class in this time have digested the immigrants' sufferings on TV, newspaper, media outlet. They are always told how much racism, how much struggles, how much hardship these people have had to face in their life and continue to face living in the UK. This now provides an existential threat to the identity of the English working class. For now, if they perceive other groups in society to be suffering more than them, this will produce deep resentment against those who are competing with English working class values. The fear and resentment is in response to the breakdown of meaning and purpose that the working class have found in their suffering and hard work. What is it all for if now the immigrants are here to replace this culture? Also, when immigrants come over and exhibit a similar or greater work ethic than the English working class, this will be taken as an encroachment on English working class identity. Thus, these riots are an example of deep resentment and powerlessness against the changing culture in England. When you see Farage and Robertson call to get our country back, it's a desperate attempt at self-preservation of a decaying culture in England. In essence, you can argue that these riots are an outward manifestation of an existential crisis or a desperate act of self-preservation.
I don't get it. Someone please tell me, why are there riots and looting in the UK right now? What's got people stealing shoes, clothes, PlayStations, phones from shops? Someone tell me.
You know what's extra horrific about what's happening in England at the minute with these protests, riots? Our students are going to be watching these things happening. In fact, some of them might have been taken to these protests. Based on what I've seen on the news, there have been loads of children attending these protests, shouting horrific racist things. And they'll be coming back to classrooms with teachers, TAs, other educators, admin, kitchen staff, whatever, who probably are themselves immigrants like myself. I was not born in this country. Second generation immigrants or whatever. And obviously we'd want to be teaching these kids that what is happening out there is completely unacceptable, completely wrong on so many levels. Then you see that people saying that the education system is indoctrinating children, and parents don't want you to be saying these kind of things because they have their own beliefs, and you might potentially putting yourself at risk of a complaint from a parent. Or worse, if you live in an area where the violence and the riots are rife. It's actually scary. And it's so sad to think that we literally spend all of our time as teachers trying to academically educate our students, but also teach them right from wrong, teach them about equality, diversity, community, British values, which these thugs clearly don't know are individual liberty, mutual respect, tolerance of different cultures and religions, rule of law and democracy. I'm confused by their definition of what it means to be British. They've all learnt the history of the British past. We've taught them the history of horrific things that have happened in the past in other countries where racism and prejudice and discrimination have caused serious issues. Then some of these children have grown up to become adults who now go out there looting, setting fire to buildings, harassing and attacking people in the name of protecting their country and their community. And it's honestly horrific. I just want to take this moment to say that it really is pure luck where you are born. We have done nothing to deserve being where we are. It's pure luck who your mother is. It's pure luck what country your parents are born in and live in. It's pure luck that you're given safety and stability in the country that you are living in now. So when these people are talking about getting their country back, sorry, how did you get this country? What makes it yours? And don't get me started on the stealing of the jobs. That honestly gets me going on another level. It's just triggering. I don't even want to get into it because it's just not worth the time. If people don't understand how stupid that statement is, there is no point me trying to educate them because they're too far gone. We all have equal opportunities in this country. You are even more privileged if you're born here. You know the language, you know the cultural elements, you've lived here all your life. All of your educational credentials and professional qualifications are readily recognised here. Throughout your life, you would have built a professional network. You know people, those who can help you get jobs. You don't need to worry about legal or administrative hurdles like visas, etc. The list goes on. But then, yeah, people are stealing your jobs. But there you go, there's my piece on that. We need to start calling these protests what they are. They are riots full of racists, many of whom don't know what they're talking about, none of whom know what they're talking about. If any parents are watching this, please do educate your children on what is happening is so wrong, and everyone stay safe.
So I'm having a worried mum rant. I don't know if anyone has lived under a rock for the last few days, but honestly, the news is terrifying, like horrifying. And now having a child of my own, I feel so scared for what like she's going to be brought up into. And like I myself, I am mixed race. I'm half British, half Arabic, and I actually just feel so scared and upset about how any kind of minority group is feeling right now. I love social media, but social media is spreading a disease of hatred across like every social media platform, and is able to kind of get these groups of, well, obviously racists together. And like I've seen these racists, like far right groups, they're taking their children to these like, you know, violent protests. And I just feel so like, honestly, like I had a cry about it. I was like, there is no country in this world that doesn't have some form of, like, I'm not a political person, but there's no country that doesn't have some kind of hardship or, you know, struggle. But right now, England is becoming a scary and like worrying place to bring up a child. And mentally, I feel like as a brown skinned person as well, like going into cities and going, you know, and constantly feeling like, does that person share this like a racist view, or it's getting really out of hand. I'm not a political person. I don't know what needs to be done, but like these frankly uneducated people, like it's crazy how quick it is spreading, and innocent people, police officers are just getting absolutely just like attacked, you know, people just going about their day-to-day work and they're just getting attacked on the bus home because of the colour of their skin, because of all this misinformation crap that's being spread around. But yeah, I just feel like a really worried mum about having a young child in this country. Sorry, she's in the back. And thinking about what her future's going to be like, and the people that she'll go to school with, and the lessons that she'll get taught. And this is part of the history of what's going to happen now in the UK. And yeah, it's just a really sad and scary thought. So I thought I'd just voice that, but I'm sure there are other mums out there that are feeling exactly the same, or any parents out there with young children that feel just absolutely horrified with everything that's going on.
I'll be honest, guys, I do not feel safe living in the West. If you've not been living under a rock, you've probably seen the rise in far-right nationalism, not just within the UK, but all across the West. And with the way things are going, I don't actually know if I want to continue living in the West. I think I would feel much more comfortable living in a Muslim country or somewhere else in Asia. And to be honest, I've never felt particularly safe in the UK. I mean, my earliest experiences of racism started when I was only 4 or 5 years old. And I literally had an incident where there was pea bashing going around and I had to like hide indoors, and I was literally so young when this happened. It was so traumatic. Anyways, it's never been particularly safe living in the UK as a Muslim, but even more so now, it just feels that much safer, especially with all the far-right protests currently going on. And something I keep hearing white people say is, oh, it's no longer safe in this country. In the 70s and 80s it was much safer living here. And maybe it was safe for you, but it's never been safe for us as people of colour. Back then, racism was rife. Not to say that racism doesn't exist right now, but I feel like racism now is a lot less in your face, it's more covert, whereas back then the racism was very overt. And racists would literally set people of colour's houses on fire. They would literally go around pee bashing. I mean, I've experienced that in my lifetime too, but it was much more common back then. And it just feels like that kind of racism is what we're now reverting back to. I mean, all these racist marches going on and they end up becoming very violent. But I'm not even surprised about the rise in the far right, because the media is literally pushing that narrative. They make it seem as if Muslims are these violent people and we're gonna attack you and make you take up Sharia law, and they make it seem as if people of colour are thugs and we're violent, when let's face it, people of any colour, any religion can be violent. But yeah, I think now more than ever, community is so important and we need to focus on building more of a community, and I feel like the UK really doesn't have that. It's a lot more individualistic. We need to stop pointing the finger at immigrants, people of colour and Muslims, because the real people that are causing all these problems are the ultra wealthy, the billionaires. That's why we can't afford anything. They've literally orchestrated a cost of living crisis so that they can continue to get richer, even though they're already billionaires. I mean, how much more money do you bloody need? Whilst turning around and pointing the finger at immigrants and people of colour and Muslims and saying that we're the ones to blame.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel. You're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. I love to know what you think. But I just find this entire conversation very crazy. And I feel like I said initially at the beginning of the video, there's something in the water. Like, I feel like there's revolution going on everywhere, because in Nigeria they're protesting. In Bangladesh, did you hear that in Bangladesh they went to loot their prime minister's house and all that, and she has run away and resigned. There's protests, literally there's protests in the UK, there's protests in France, there's literally protests. I feel like there's protests going on everywhere at this point. I feel like there's something in the air. Let me know if you feel that too, because I just feel like there's just like a revolution that is going on, that people are protesting, some for good reasons, some for not. But for the UK one, the people protesting in the UK coming for immigrant, black people, people of color, especially immigrants, especially immigrants, they're coming so hard for immigrants, saying immigrants are taking their jobs. They're coming for the Muslim brothers and sisters. Like, for me, it's really crazy that it's the UK. It's England. I know UK is a general, is over many countries in it, but obviously the England is part of it. This is the same people that were out there colonizing people, stealing people's land, people's property, people's natural resources. In fact, they still have a hand in a lot of things that goes on in a lot of third world country in Africa. They're still stealing from Africa, they're still stealing from Asia, and yet their people are telling people to go to their country. Their country that's the same UK, Commonwealth. I'm talking in space of Africa. They've destroyed this country that has led to the hardship of these people, that they have to seek asylum somewhere else, or even war and all that, and they have to move. The same that country. If you look at the population of the UK, most of the people, like the highest population, I think it's Jamaica, Indian, Pakistan, and I think maybe Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, and Ghanaians, if I'm not mistaken. My UK brothers and sisters, go down and correct me if I'm wrong. And if you look at these countries I just called, Pakistan, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, what do they all have in common? They were all colonized by the British, and they stole a whole lot of things. So if you're talking about, oh, people are taking, they shouldn't be as, like, really, what built the UK? Like, really, what built the UK? Even the UK wealth and money, like the economy of the UK is built at the back of countries they colonized. Yes, British is being built by countries that they colonized. So when these people are coming, sometimes I know what they're doing is wrong, but I think back in the past and I'm like, Really? And then trying to say, you know what, oh, they are taking their jobs. How that immigrants came in, immigrants that just a couple of years ago, sometimes if you even want to go to school in the UK, you are asked to take English tests, even as an English speaker. I'm talking about Nigeria because I know about that. Even to today in Europe, because even in Europe, some people are protesting for immigrants and tourists should leave their country, like something is in the water, literally. If you go, they're asking you to take an English. Even I am from an English speaking country. Our official language here is English. And yes, they will ask you to take the English test before you even apply for a school and all that. But one thing I've come to realize with everything that is going on in the world and everything, and even the conversation we're having, people are struggling. The economy is so bad. Like, you need to see Nigeria protests. Yeah, somebody say, okay, Destin, why are you not talking about the Nigeria protests? I'm not talking about the Nigeria protests for my own safety. I'm in Nigeria. I live here. For my own safety, I don't dabble into Nigeria politics or anything. But it's really crazy. People are being unalive too, yeah. So for me, whatever is in the water, I don't know. Like, I know I'm going back and forth with the issue that's happening and whatever is in the water, but it's really crazy. I feel like this is just a display. The protest that is going on in the UK, this is just a display of pure racism that is going on. And whether we like it or not, this is something I always talk about. I used to talk about a lot on this channel, talking about as black people, as people of color, these people will see you exactly for what you are. They are not going to say, oh, this one is India, this one is Pakistan. They are going to classify all of you in the same place. They're not going to say, oh, this is Nigeria, or this is Ghana, this is Jamaica. They're going to classify all of us in one place because of our skin color. And the fact that some white people actually feel like they are better than us, or they feel like they are, but the fact is that this land, the earth we have today, is given to us by God. So why are some, like, God, the fact that people are just going about their simple day and they are being harassed, they are being, bottle has been thrown, police are being like, does not make sense. The people we should be channeling this energy to are these politicians. And that's what Nigerians are trying to do. Nigerians are trying to hold the politicians to order, but I don't know. I don't talk about Nigeria protests because the protest that's going on in Nigeria, it's crazy, guys. I still want to talk about it, but at the same time, I know I have to hold my tongue. But yeah, let me know what's going on in your country. If there's a protest, what protest do you know is going on? What are your thoughts about the entire situation that is going on in the UK, even in the world generally, of people just protesting? For me, I just feel like people are hungry, people are angry, people are frustrated with the capitalized system that has gone so long for a long time. And I think about this time, people are waking up to it and like, you know what, our parents worked all their life. What do they have to show for it? We were working ourselves out, and yet we still can make ends meet. What is going on? I feel like that just add up to some of the frustration that is going on with some of this protests that is going on all around the world. But the UK one, I would say the UK one is motivated by racism. Imagine the man that was talking to Sky. Is this Sky News? I showed you guys talking about, oh, they don't want refugees here. If their country was peaceful, or they were okay in their country, they won't be coming to your country for protests, or for they won't be coming to your country to seek asylum. And this, most times these countries are countries that are war, and most of those were caused by the Western world. Yeah, most of those conflicts that is caused by these third world countries are caused by the Western world because they want to harvest their minerals, their natural resources. Yes, I said what I said. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to leave this video here. Let me know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section, and people talking about this. Go down in the comment section and talk. Yeah, go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this, but please keep it respectful as always. Okay, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.